Future Roblox millionaire here, developer Carl German, and we're going to explore a new kit bash of the same pieces we've been using for the trenches in Trench to Trench in Roblox, my World War One kit bash using ACS 1.7 gun system with leaning angles, crouch, prone, first person view. And here we are, we're doing a little fast forward. This is me trying to use sort of like a grid for the first time. The pieces don't perfectly line up. So this is my first time doing something other than that sort of L shape that you see that I think came with the kit. I did not make that. Actually, it has pieces that are not in that kit set of pieces. So it came separately somewhere. I think they come together, but there's sort of like the template pieces, and then the pre-constructed example of the kit includes some extra pieces. It's kind of confusing, but we're trying to make here, you know, what I wanted to do was an idea where I had, you know, just using some straight pieces and then some, you know, a pit in between straight pieces, so I don't really have 90-degree angles. And I ended up this time just doing some 90-degree angle stuff because I haven't really been able to explore that yet. So here we're throwing it in there, and I noticed that I forgot a piece, so we had to undo that, go back and fix that so everything was proper and we're not getting confused. So let's start again, and we raise up the snow so that the trench is not going to be at the lowest point, and also to make it a little more organic. And then we do nothing for a while apparently, and then we grab the terrain tool editor and we get in there and start removing all the snow out. This is my little technique that I've developed for you know, putting a trench in the ground in Roblox. So there's also grenades blowing the ground out, so I don't know. I mean, I guess you can just let people ruin a certain amount of the ground, and that would be fun actually. So when I go to do the base plates, I don't know how tricky it's going to be to, you know, where I'm going to put the minimums for the terrain being destructible. But yeah, you definitely don't want to get stuck either. Like if they went to that middle part of the well, maybe I'll have to put blockers in that middle part, those middle parts right there where you see those big snowbanks, because if you throw enough grenades in there and then walk in there, you won't be able to get out. Although it's pretty aggressive, the walking angle that I have right now, that you're able to get out of things. So, you know, maybe it won't be such a big deal. So here we're cleaning up, we're almost done this little kind of P shape that I made, but you'll see when you test it, it looks like it could be a great spot for having a kind of NPC that just stays in the trench structure here and maybe looks out of it to shoot at you, and you have to kind of rush in there and maybe play ring around the rosie trying to chase them through there. And it could be a good little game mechanic setup. Once we test this, it gets loaded. There you'll see a door that goes to nowhere, so we'll clear that out later. But kind of, I don't know if I left that in there by accident or what, but that little door to nowhere. But here you have the little, you know, square structures or lattice structures, or the grid. You're running around this grid, so you can just imagine it would be pretty neat if there were NPCs running around here that were at least seeming smart, that you had to fight against and they're trying to sneak up behind you, just staying in the grid. Or even if they climbed up over the hills a little bit and they just sort of made a choice to avoid you or come up over the hill to rush at you, you know, something that seems smart. So we're gonna test this. Looks good. It's a little cramped because the ledge, I used like a ledge piece that you would normally have right there, like you see on the front. So there's always a ledge to stand up on, but I kept using that piece with the ledge throughout the back and everything. So with the ledge alternating on different sides, you can still get through, so everything's fine. But that goes for testing the trench. I'm kind of taking a look at that. I was wondering if it was actually the gun was destructing, but it was just making smoke clouds. And so what we're going to do is we're going to grab the terrain tool and clear that out so that door is actually, you know, first we're going to fix the front ledge so it looks a bit better there. But we're going to start building, you know, just artistically, just going with what feels right, like a little Bob Ross here, like some happy little branches off that way and off this way, and you know, just whatever comes to mind, strikes your fancy as something that would, you know, I would just think, you know, like here that this seems to be missing a barbed wire fence. Okay, so let's put a barbed wire fence there. So that's what I did. Do some little organic touch-ups. I kind of went around doing some little organic touch-ups to make the map look nice. Clear out the bottom of the windmill. I thought that would make it a lot better. And you know, go around organic touch-ups, just doing some like straight lines, you know, sort of like a painter. And then I thought, you know what, there's all this empty area here, let's do another round of these. But as I'm putting them in place, I'm thinking, you know what, let's add some variation so it doesn't look like I just pulled these from the other one. And so I take one, I rotate it, I kind of bringing them in close. You gotta rotate them nice so that they look like they're all sitting on the ground properly. All this world building, that one's sticking out, and then I kind of accidentally, you know, grab the center of it where it auto detects the angle of the surface that it's on. So then I started thinking, you know what? Let's just drop these all over the place. They don't need to be in a straight line like the other place. I wouldn't actually mind if some of them were just haphazard. Especially there in front of the bunker, so we do that. And that's it. Thanks for watching. We're gonna keep going. Next up, I want to do more straight trenches where you know, just have a ditch in the middle. They're not actually connected with pieces, they're kind of connected by a depression in the terrain. And so that's what we're gonna do next. Like and subscribe. You've been watching Carl German, future Roblox millionaire. Tune in for more.